Well, let's begin our story where you, Lennon, left off, 1975. About 2 years after the Jupiter probe, Ingo Swann received a phone call in late February of 1975 from a high-placed individual and friend in Washington, D.C., who he met several occasions during his past. This individual stated in the call that a Mr. Axelrod was going to telephone him, and if he could manage to do so, could he try and do whatever he asked and ask no questions himself. When Ingo asked who exactly was Mr. Axelrod, his friend stated that he couldn't tell him because he didn't know himself. But it was very important he did what he wanted, Axelrod wanted. This wasn't an unusual thing to Mr. Ingo Swann. As many times he had been approached and asked to remotely view things, as you know, the CIA bases and all that stuff. In some other occurrences, the individuals asked for oh boy, I knew this word was going to get me. Anonymity. Anonymity.
None of that's right.
Fuck it. You know what I mean. Secrecy. Secrecy. Despite people being desperate, desperate people do desperate things, such as consult psychics. Despite the sense of urgency, though, this mysterious fellow named Axelrod, well, he didn't call until about 4 weeks later. When he did call, though, he called at about 3 a.m. in the morning. It's a great time to call.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would call so late, but
there's a good chance that he wasn't around anybody.
Well, yeah, I guess. We never knew.
Also,
he was married.
Maybe it's a time difference.
Well, that would be midnight. I mean, we're in the U.S. and Axelrod is stationed in Washington, D.C., so.
And he was at SRI, right?
You are correct. So I guess there is a difference.
Aha! I'm a sleuth.
But he was in New York City for this encounter.
Never mind.
That's right. He was, because he flew from New York City. Anyways, at first he didn't remember who the hell Axelrod was, as he was jolted out of a deep sleep. I mean, I wouldn't remember either if you got a middle of the night phone call. I'd be like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Lennon. Who's Lennon? Oh, that's right.
Never
got
met
it.
Him. Never heard of him.
But after that was straightened out, Axelrod asked Ingo, can you get to Washington, D.C. by noon today? I know it is short notice, but we would be very appreciative if you could. We will reimburse you for all of your time and expenses. Sounds good to me. Remembering that his friend told him not to ask questions, so he said he would go, and he would be there. To this, Axelrod said, good, but we cannot meet you at the airport. Are you familiar with the Museum of Natural History at the Smithsonian? Ingo said he was, and Axelrod told him that as soon as he got there, to go stand near the elephant in the central rotunda. Be there at noon, and you'll be contacted. Do exactly as the contact asks. His only requirement is that he tells no one where he was going, and if he was unable to do so, then they would forget this whole conversation happened.
Yeah.
As one would.
Right.
Ingo was like, yeah, I got it. I'll be there.
Sold.
Ingo said he could do that, but couldn't resist the urge to ask just one question. A very good question, in my opinion.
Yeah.
How will I recognize who is supposed to contact me?
Good question.
That is a good question.
Fair enough.
Axelrod's response, though, was, don't worry, we know what you look like.
Oh, fun.
Well,
great.
They are calling him in the government agency.
Yes.
I did stutter for a second, so I
get over.
There's our standard scatting.
Axelrod.
Well, after the phone call and after they hung up, Ingo Swann got up and contemplated this for a short time in the noisy darkness of New York City, thinking that if it wasn't for his highly placed friend in D.C., he would have probably passed on this opportunity, as it feels too questionable to proceed with what was going on in 1975.
Yeah.
The world was still in the grips of the Cold War. There were Soviet spies everywhere. Could it be a Soviet spy is what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Himself and his research colleagues at Stanford, SRI, which is Stanford Research Institution, SRI.
Yes.
Would speculate that the KGB would naturally be interested in what they were doing. This led them to believe that one of them could be kidnapped and used by them. Luckily, though, this wasn't the case, though, as off he went.
What secrets does Dairy Queen hold?
21 fucking flavors. Wrong place. That's Baskin Robbins. My bad. God, I got my ice cream places mixed up.
Oh, shit.
All right. Well, Ingo went to Washington. Ingo went to Washington, D.C. and decided to get there early to go and see the magnificent minerals and crystals housed at the Museum of Natural History, as he also enjoyed viewing them for years. He got aroused by them, I think it said, or
Excuse me?
something like that. He was aroused by, I don't know if I think they meant aroused by a different way. I don't think they meant like he got fucking stiff as a board.
He got bricked up looking at that troglodyte.
Like, yeah, that 3-foot crystal really does it for me. I gotta go to the bathroom now.
Oh, Jesus. Wow.
Unfortunately, while viewing this 3-foot giant crystal, his mind was elsewhere. And he was nervous about the upcoming meeting, as I would be too. I don't know about you, but it scared the fuck out of me. At noon, he went to the giant elephant and guessed he was supposed to act like any other tourist, so he started staring at it and pretending he was interested in it. Yeah, right?
Look at that. Imagine being that thing.
Yeah, where the fuck is this person? I mean, great. Look at that. Does it have a unit?
Absolutely does.
Yeah, that's a unit right there.
Yeah, knuckle touch the guy.
Yeah. Don't touch the
Sasquatch.
Don't touch the elephant, sir. This is just don't do it. Okay.
Have you seen this thing, though? Yes, sir. I look at it every day.
Well endowed. 3 foot. Then from behind him, he heard Mr. Swann. When he turned around, he was immediately... I said that weird. He was immediately... When he turned around, he was immediately handed a card that said, "Please do not speak or ask any questions. This is for our safety as well as yours."
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see if he listens to this one. The guy that handed him the card was staring at him with burning green eyes, and Ingo knew he meant business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the green. It's the dead giveaway. Green like money. You have blue eyes, though.
Don't say anything.
I'm already speaking. This is already... if I was him and we turned around and walked away, I'd be like,
"So where are we going?"
"Hey, what's the... Why here? Fuck." Immediately forget.
Damn it. The card again. So he did as the card stated. There were 2 of them. And from what Ingo could tell, they were twins. Oh. Thus nicknamed going forward as the twins in the book. Oh, by the way, the information comes from the book Penetration by Ingo Swann. Yes. Now, not to be fooled by the book that Lennon almost bought. What was that called?
I did not.
You almost bought it.
I did not.
Was it called Double Penetration?
It's called Double Penetration.
That's a great book.
I looked up Penetration, Ingo Swann, Kindle, and it popped up as Penetration by Ingo Swann, and then I read under it was Double Penetration, a girl's camp fantasy or something like that. And I was like, this would be a funny one. So I screenshotted it and sent it to you. I said, was this the one you got?
Yeah. That's the one I got. Double Penetration. After I was done with Double Penetration, I then listened to Penetration by Ingo Swann, and this is where the information was going. I would say definitely, though, listen to the book or read the book because it is an incredible book.
Both books.
I don't know about the other one.
Just kidding.
I'm not all about Double Penetration.
Oh, shit. This got weird. Oh, naughty.
What are you going to ask?
I don't know, to tell you the truth.
Double Penetration made his mind clear. All right. So the one that handed Ingo the card then pulled out a photo of him, and he started studying the face, Ingo's face, I should say, to the photo. He then grabbed Ingo's hand, like he was going to shake it, and he compared the tattoo on Ingo's wrist to another photo he had.
Interesting.
Probably just making sure it's an actual person, not a KGB spy.
He pulled out his underwear and looked at the string or the sweatband in his said property of Ingo Swann.
Good. He then opened it up a little more and said, Good.
He's got a full diaper. He's
good. He's good. He needs changing, but we're ready to go. I'm glad you wore the diaper, sir. You shitting your pants is just not the way to go right now. He then nodded his head, not Ingo, but the one twin nodded his head to the other twin, who then came over and repeated the same thing that the one twin did.
Yeah.
Twin 1 and twin 2. I don't know which is which, but in this case, twin 2 came over to the same.
I remember what I was
exact
going
same.
to say.
What's up?
We got another set of invincible characters, the twins.
What are you talking about?
The twins. There was okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, you said it very serious. Usually, sarcasm has a little bit of a tone to it.
Not my sarcasm. Or in the boys, the twins. So, you remember them? Sex Party twins. They got destroyed by
Yeah.
Dean Winchester.
Yeah.
Then, seeming satisfied, they initialed what looked like a check sheet that was in what looked like an address book. Then Ingo followed one twin out of the museum door while the other twin was directly behind him. So they sandwiched him. It was a twin sandwich.
Oh, God.
Let me rephrase that. It was an Ingo Swann sandwich. It was a Swan sandwich. We went on a journey, but we got there.
I took a ride.
So they got into a nondescript car that was a little dirty on the outside, he said, but immaculate in the inside.
Oh.
The driver, she never looked at him. She only looked straight. The twins on either side of him now, well, not the twins. The twins were on either side, but one of the twins gave him a card. And this card read, "Do not speak. You may smoke if you want."
It's encouraged.
I mean, he was a smoker, but yeah.
It's encouraged.
They drove away, and once out of Washington, D.C., and as they were going, Ingo thought they were going to be going to the CIA headquarters. But once they passed where that was, he realized they're not going to the CIA headquarters.
He said, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, well, where are we going? But after they got out of Washington, D.C., they gave him yet another card. And this one read, "Please do not take this personally, but we are required to check your person and clothing for weapons or books." Mm-hmm. They did so, even as far as unzipping his pants and digging into his shorts. After they both initialed the mysterious check sheet again in the address book.
The line hung.
Fucking 17 inches. That's
Check.
it. Jesus Christ. Either that or he has a gun in there. I don't know which, but it's huge. Huge. They drove for a while after this.
Yep.
And once again, another card. Okay. It read, "You are being taken to a heliport for further transportation. Before we research it, before we reach it, we will place a hood over your head. It will be removed at your destination. If you are hungry, sandwiches are available."
I love it.
You may smoke, and there's sandwiches available.
So good. Small finger sandwiches and light charcuterie board will be available upon arrival.
Here's some cigarettes. Here's a lighter. Enjoy until we put the hood on.
It's a delicious brie.
You might want to start smoking once you put the hood over, though, because it might catch on fire.